And New Orleans gets drenched as Hurricane Lili roars ashore.
Lili weakened before it struck, but its heavy rains and strong winds are proving destructive as the hurricane moves inland. Good afternoon to you and welcome to our continuing coverage of Hurricane Lili. We're in the alert mode, tracking Lili's progress in Louisiana. I'm Rich Johnson.
And I'm Janetta Jones. Thanks for joining us. Lili had weakened before it made landfall, but it was still a powerful storm, and it has already had quite an impact. We want to go over some of that with you right now. Areas along the Gulf Coast have been battered. Lili continues to bring strong winds, flooding, and of course more rainfall. Here's a look at Lili's impact. Nearly 1,500 members of the Louisiana National Guard have been deployed to help residents who have been evacuated from their homes. 14,000 power workers from 18 states are in Louisiana to help repair power lines downed from the winds. At last report, more than 125,000 people have lost power. And in the western suburbs of Louisiana, Interstate 10 was closed from flooding in the same spot as from Tropical Storm Isidore last week. The highway has been reopened.
Now, to give us more details on the damage, Weather Channel has several crews in Louisiana. Jeff Morrow is in New Iberia, Louisiana, and Jim Cantori is in Lafayette. Jim, you just mentioned about a tornado. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, Rich, we had a confirmed tornado touchdown at Pinhook and Barrow. That's within 5 miles of us. We cannot see any visible signs of damage in through here. We'll try and send out a video crew to get some pictures of that. It was confirmed, by the way, from an emergency management coordinator. Also, 45 and 53 last hour, our peak wind at 72 miles an hour, and we have had over 3 inches. That's why I'm standing in this big puddle of water here in the parking lot, where you can see all the leaves and debris and whatnot around, and with that, kind of looks like a big bowl of soup I'm standing in and through here. We have had some wind, and of course, with that wind, we have had some power outages as well. Those power outages here locally range anywhere from 40 to 50,000 homes. So a lot of people here in Lafayette without power. Pictures of US 90, you can see them right in through here. Again, the same deal, right up and down the road with the tremendous wind and the rain and through here across the road. We've had easily an inch an hour for the last 2 hours. That has lightened up a little bit, and the winds haven't been consistent as they have, but we are still gusting, as I mentioned, within the last hour, right up around hurricane force at about 72 miles an hour. They've had a stronger hit to my south. That was to be expected. New Iberia, Jeff Morrow standing by with a live shot. Jeff?
All right, thanks, Jim. And indeed, we got slammed here at about 9, 10 o'clock this morning. We had winds gusting upwards of 70, 80, and then a peak gust of over 91 miles an hour there at the airport here in New Iberia. Still some very gusty winds, much like what you're seeing there as Lili's center passes by to our west and now to our northwest. We're still getting a very strong southerly wind here, at times gusting to near hurricane force, probably more in the 50 and 60 mile an hour range now than what it was earlier. Let's show you some pictures shot a little bit earlier when it was during the peak of the bad weather. And I got to tell you, folks, it was nasty. Lili has to rank up there with some of the nastier hurricanes I've been in. And this is with a Category 2, and we are fairly far inland from the Gulf Coast. Just think of how bad this would have been if it would have stayed a Category 4. But it's bad enough as it is. As Jim mentioned, lots of power outages. And as we come back live, that's what's left of hotel sign here, completely shredded. And pieces of that have been flying off, as have pieces of our ceiling here above the overhang that we're under right here. So hopefully things will start to calm down from here on out. But it's still a pretty nasty time, and I would not recommend anybody headed out at this point. Let's get back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks so much, Jeff, and of course Jim Cantori as well, reporting live. This is what it looks like on the radar, and the bands of strong thunderstorms moving across New Orleans into Macomb as well as Laurel. Within these, we've had reports of possible tornadoes. Want to give you the latest information on Lili, and winds at 90 miles per hour, movement north at 16 miles per hour. Of course, we still have the hurricane warnings up as well as the tropical storm warnings. Where is it going? We expect that it's going to continue through Louisiana into Mississippi and eventually Tennessee by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Right now, we're concerned about the tornadoes. Tornado watch in effect from Jackson to New Orleans, Louisiana. As I mentioned, screen, please heed those warnings and seek shelter immediately. We've also seen a tremendous amount of rainfall, and check out some of these rainfall amounts. Over 6 inches in Boothville, Louisiana, over 3 for Lafayette, and close to it in New Orleans. And the winds have just been incredible. 91 mile per hour wind reported in New Iberia with Lili. and about 72-mile-per-hour wind in Lafayette, Louisiana. We continue to monitor the flooding. Flood watches are in effect, and I want to show those to you where we have the dark green.
America's News Channel.